Right, good day class. Welcome to our next topic, which is the cells division. And I will be your teacher, Mr. Irvin C. Salonga. And at the end of the lesson, are the objectives that we need to attain. First, you must label and describe the stage of cell cycle. Aside from that, you will describe the changes that occur during each stage of mitosis, and same thing with meiosis. So are you ready? Let's get it on. All living things are made up of cells. So what are the reasons why do cells divide? Okay, there's our clue. It is for, yes, very good, for growth, repair, and reproduction. Again, for growth, repair, and reproduction, ayan ang mga dahilan bakit kailangan mag-divide ng cell. For growth, repair, reproduction. So this is the cell cycle process. It is a regular sequence of growth and division that eukaryotic cells undergo. Prokaryotic cells undergo binary fusion, kaya eukaryotic cells lang ang nag-undergo ng cell cycles. It is divided into three main stages. These are interphase, mitosis, and cytokinesis. So, isa-isahin na natin. So, interphase, it occurs between the division. Nangyayari siya bago sa pagitan ng mga paghihiwalay. This is the longest part of the cycle. As you can see in the illustration, siya yung mahabang arrow dyan. Kaya dahil pinapakita na matagal siya nangyayari. No? There are three stages. We have the G1, the S, and G2. Interphase is the stage that the cells in the is for most of its life. So, isa-isahin natin class, no? So, the G or the growth phase. Dito nangyayari yung paglaki ng size ng cell. And aside from that, it produces all the structures it needed to carry out its function. Simply think of this phase as the regular or the normal cell is living its life. The second one, DNA copying, nangyayari sa S phase or the DNA copying phase. Dito naman, from the word itself, cell makes a copy of its DNA, replication, kinokopya niya lang kung ano yung DNA ng isa, magiging dalawa na. This happens because the new cell needs all of the directions for its functions and survival. Always think of this phase as placing the DNA on a copying machine. S phase, the second stage in interphase. The last one in the interphase, G2 or the preparation. Simply, the cell prepares to divide and cell produce structures needed for cell division. Think of this phase as the cell double, no? Checking in everything it needs to divide. Na-check na ba na meron bang ganito? Kung kompleto na meron na, ito na yung G2 stage preparation. Alright, now we are done. Interphase, let us proceed to the mitosis and cytokinesis. During mitosis, the cell's copied genetic material separates and the cell prepares to split into two cells. This allows the cell's genetic materials to pass into the new cells. The resulting of daughter cells are genetically identical dahil ginaya lang naman, replicate lang naman kung ano yung meron yung isa para sa pag-split nila, meron na silang parehas nung meron sa isa. So, take a look at chromosomes are in the nucleus of every cell since chromosomes are made up of DNA. Genes are a piece of DNA that contains the instructions for building protein. So these are the 4 stages of mitosis. Remember the PMAT, which is the prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Huwag na natin patagalin pa, aralin natin ang pagkakaiba-iba sa nangyayari sa bawat stage of mitosis. In prophase, the nucleus disappears. Take a look at it. The nuclear envelope started to disappear. So the spindle fiber, this one, ito yung parang mga galamay, no? This is what we call spindle fiber formed in the cytoplasm. So the cytoplasm is the whole area, the color green. No? Spindle fiber is attached to sister chromatids. This is the sister chromatids. No? Dito siya nag-a-attach, didikit later on. So prophase is the preparation stage sa paghihiwalay pa rin in mitosis. After prophase, next is metaphase. In metaphase, the sister chromatids, this one, are pulled to the center of the cell to meet. Take a look at. Ayan na siya. Sister chromatids pulled in the center. Ibig sabihin, they are placing in the center, no, line up in the middle of the cell. So the clue is in the middle. That's why it's in metaphase. Next is the anaphase. Take a look at what happened to the sister chromatids. Anaphase, the spindle fibers begin to shorten. And lumikli na. And what have you noticed? The sister chromatids are pulled to the opposite ends of the cell. Naghiwalay na sila yung sister chromatids. So anaphase, the best clue is go away, far apart, and far away to each other. Far apart. Away, anaphase. Next and last to the mitosis stage is the telophase. In telophase, as you notice, the sister chromatids arrive in the poles, both in north and south poles of the cells and begin to unravel. No? So new nucleus begin to form. As you can see, the nuclear envelope started to form again. So what have you noticed? How many nucleus kaya ang mapo-form dito? So as you can see, if there are two nuclear envelope, mapo-form ay dalawa ring nucleus forming 2, no? So the clue is 2 for telophase. Now let's proceed to the cytokinesis. In cytokinesis, it is the division of cytoplasm. As you can see, there is a contractile ring, or what we call the cleavage furrow form, no? The cytoplasm is also dividing. As you can see, there is a complete nuclear envelope forming and result into two separate daughter cells with identical nuclei. Pag sinabi identical nuclei, the same features, the same everything in the nucleus, no? Resulting into two sa cytokinesis, naghiwalay na ng tuluyan. So, the real life cells dividing starts in, of course, the mitosis starts with the prophase, followed by metaphase at naghiwalay sa anaphase at tuluyang nag-separate sa telophase. And aside from that, nagkaroon ng cleavage furrow at naging dalawa sila sa cytokinesis. Since this is a cycle, babalik ulit sila sa preparation stage which is the interphase. And then patuloy na sila paulit-ulit na mag-divide. Now, let's proceed to the meiosis stage. In meiosis, the process of cell division that produces haploid gametes, half number of chromosomes in humans is 23, and 23. So, in this stage of meiosis, these are the terminology that you need to know. Diploid, the two sets of chromosomes, 2N in human, 23 pairs of 4 or 46 totals. 23 pairs, magiging 46 in total. Haploid, one set of chromosomes, and or the gametes or sex cells in human is 23 chromosomes. That is. So the sexual life cycle is also known as. So these are the unique features of meiosis. Synapses. The following chromosome replication, the homologous chromosome pair along their length. This process is called synapsis. Yan, partner. That is what we call synapsis. Wala yan sa mitosis. So the unique features of meiosis also is the crossing over. As you can see, while the homologous chromosomes are joined and crossing over occurs, crossing over is exchange of genetic materials from homologous chromosome. Yan, tignan yan. There is a crossing over. Kala nyo sa basketball lang yun. Nangyayari din yan dito sa meiosis. Nagka-change na sila ng genetic. So the unique features of meiosis also is the reduction division. The chromosomes are not copied in between the two divisions, unlike sa mitosis. At the end of meiosis, each cell contains one half the genetic materials or haploid or N. As you can see, diba? Nagkaroon ng sharing, hindi sila nagkaroon ng copying, kundi sharing. At the end of this meiosis 2, nagkaroon ng haploid product. Daughter in the nucleus goes like this. So, happening in meiosis 1, precedes by interphase, chromosomes are replicated to form sister chromatids. Sister chromatids are genetically identical and join at the centromere and single centrosome replicants forming centrosomes. Ito po yung nangyayari. Okay. In prophase 1, individual chromosome first become visible. The homologous chromosomes become closely associated in synapses. Dito na nangyayari yung tinatawag nating crossing over. It is a complex of series of events which DNA segments exchange between non-sister or sister chromatids. Prophase 1, ganun ang nangyayari. Now, let's proceed to metaphase 1. The homologous line up, same thing, no? Nag-line up din sila, pero ang kaibahan, nagkaroon ng crossing over kanina. In anaphase 1, same thing ang nangyari. The spindle fiber shortened and the homologous chromosomes are separate and the sister chromatids are still paired, no? Random chromosomes move to each pole and some may be maternal and some may be paternal. Okay, kung makapapansin, paternal because of the most of the traits comes from father, and maternal, most of the traits come from with mother. So in telophase 1, the nuclear membrane reforms around each daughter's nucleus. Each new cells contain two sister chromatids that are not identical due to crossing over. Hindi sila pare-parehas compared to the mitosis, no? Sa telophase 1, not identical because nagkaroon ng crossing over sa okay, at the end of meiosis 1, ito yung mga nangyayari. You have made two cells. Each cell contains haploid number of chromosomes, one copy of each chromosome. For human, each haploid cells have 23 chromosomes. Tandaan na, sa tao, we have 23 chromosomes. That is in haploid cells. No DNA replication, of course, between meiosis 1, no? And meiosis 2 resembles normal in mitotic division. Take a look at yan ang nangyayari after meiosis 1. Now, let's proceed to the prophase 2 because we are going to meiosis 2 na. Prophase 2, the nuclear membrane breaks down again. Okay, naghiwalay na ulit. Pero dalawa na. Sa dalawang cell na nangyayari ito. The chromosomes line up in the middle of the cell. And after lining up, the spindle fibers again shorten and the sister chromatids move to opposite directions in both two cells. In telophase 2, the nuclear envelope reforms around the four sets of daughter cells, chromosomes. Apat na, no? Yung dalawa kanina naging apat. Take a look at, there is a 4 haploid daughter cells here. Ayan. So, at the end of meiosis 2, ito yung nangyari, there are 4 haploid cells. Only one copy of each chromosome. Hindi sila magkakamukha, hindi sila identical to each others. For humans, each haploid cells have 23 chromosomes again. No two of these haploid cells are alike due to crossing over happening in prophase 1. This is why you and your siblings are genetically unique to each other. Kahit magkakapatid kayo, parehas kayo ng pinanggalingan because of meiosis happening in the sex cells of your parents, no? Hindi tayo magkakamuka. Hindi kayo ganung talagang parehas na parehas ng iyong magulang. Right? That will be all. Thank you and I hope that you fully understand our lesson for this day. God bless us all.